Okay, so hi. I've never done a video about my hair and I'm embarking on a new journey. So I thought, you know what? This is the last time I'm going to have a full face of makeup with my hair in a fro like this for I don't know how long. So I'm about 2 days away from starting my loc journey. And I'm not as nervous as I was like a couple years back when I was contemplating it, researching, and then I got scared into like not doing it yet until I had maxed out all my natural styles that I could do with my own hair. And so yeah, I'm at a point now where I'm like, you know what? If somebody don't take this head and dread it, I'ma shave the whole thing. I mean, it's thick. I can't you wouldn't believe the things that have gotten lost in my hair. I shouldn't really do this because it's not moisturized. It's just dry. I had to look at this. It's literally its own material. And so I spritzed it earlier, and then I spent forever patting it, shaping it, you know. So now I'm just like, I'm gonna moisturize it again and put on a cap so that it stays moisturized. And then in a couple of days, I'm going to go to the loctician and say, here. Well, I pop chips in my mouth or something healthier, right? I will say this, the story of my hair, I have a couple cousins on my dad's side who have the same kind of hair, and some of them have already gone dread. A few, actually, now that I think about it. Some look good, you know, and some are just, you know, like raw, rasta. I've done everything with my hair except color it. And it's really like, even when I had it permed, people used to think I colored my hair because it's really like black, like jet black. And then its quality, its texture is like black, like Negro black. So I don't know if I should color it before I dread it. I've heard that before. Yeah. When I went to the loctician, I'm sorry, I'm talking everything in one. Went to the loctician last week, and she was like, I guess she has different prices for the different lengths. She's like, if it's ear length, it's this price. If your natural hair before locking it is shoulder length, it's one price, and if it's mid back, it's another price. And so she stretched out my hair and she like went past my shoulders. I should probably have my sister here to do this for me because I can't. So she stretched my hair, it went past my shoulders. So she was like, I grouped that in the mid back. I was like, oh, cool. That's nice. I've been wanting to know how long my hair is. It's kind of neat to know that your hair is mid-back status, but you never get to experience that when the shrinkage is its own beast. So in one way it's like, oh, that's cool to know, but mid-back shrinkage, like you would never know. I never knew. So that's kind of exciting. But I've had it natural for about 10 years now. I've enjoyed the journey. I really have. I know my hair is healthier than it was when it was permed. When it was permed, I mean, I could move it. This isn't going anywhere. And so that was like a lot of fun to be able to flow. But then you can't go out in the rain, you can't do certain things, you can't sweat. So working out was a bit of a situation. It had to be like strategic, but then also it still maintained its strength. And it still maintained its coarseness, even when permed. Funny how that is. And I was sharing some stories today with some colleagues of mine about when I got my first perm. I was 9 years old when my mother said, you know what, I've had enough of your nagging. Let's just go perm your hair. You keep bothering me to perm your hair. So you know what, let's just do it. And my mom was like, she had two heads. Like my sister has thick hair too. It's not as coarse as mine. It's a little softer, but it's still thick. So, you know, growing up, we were in swimming lessons. So every week my mom had to wash the chlorine out of our hair, plait our hair. And it was like its own full day job. But after me nagging enough, she was like, fine, can I have your little perm. Permed it, and you can tell me nothing. I was like... It was long, it was luscious. I was 9, so the hair was like so pure and healthy and strong. And didn't perm it again until I was 14. So the breakage was, oh no, real. And when I permed it the second time, I mean, couldn't even touch my neck. No. It was super short, but it was still like coarse and thick. Once I was in high school and I could, you know, help make the payments for my perm and maintaining, you know, retouches and whatnot, then I took that on and I got it to a pretty decent length. At one point it was past my shoulders, probably mid-back, probably right around there, or something like that. That's probably the longest it had ever been. And that was after, even though I had my hair permed, I had like extensions in and just braid it, and it would just, you know, keep my fingers out of there and it would grow. Oh, and it was still permed. And so it was a pretty healthy state. But then after a while, it's like, well, I don't know. I wanted to be able to do my own hair, and I just wanted it to, I guess I wanted to try something new. So 10 years natural. And I've been plaiting it myself, twisting it. A few years, like it was 3 years ago, because I found the notes. Found the notes 3 years ago when a colleague of mine from my church, she had started her own loc journey, and it, like, her hair was growing, and I was like, oh my gosh, your hair looks amazing, you know? And it really did. I was so like, I was living vicariously through her. And I said to her, I've been thinking about it. And you know what also doesn't help? My sister has been saying to me for a while now, she's like, Natalie, your hair, like the styles that you're doing with your hair, it would look so good if you just dread your hair. Just dread your hair. You should dread your hair. I think you should dread your hair. Your hair should be dread. And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. So the colleague at church, good friend of mine, and she was like, I'm so glad it's working out. And I was like, yeah, it totally is. And I said, I've been thinking about dreading my hair, and my sister's been telling me I should dread my hair. And I don't know. She's like, don't do that. Your hair is so, like, you have good quality hair. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate that. But as much as I have good quality hair, strong and whatever, other people are the one dealing with it, right? So I was like, really contemplating, you know, dreading it and seeing if it can actually grow past a certain point, au naturel, like without any chemicals. So while locked, you know, I'm really curious, can my hair do that? And I feel like I'm young enough to give it a shot, see what happens, and then, yeah, if I don't like it, I can still cut it off and it can still grow and I can go back to just being natural, right? She's like, but you have so many options with your hair right now, you shouldn't dread. I was like, oh, like, why are you telling me no? And so I decided, you know what, I have all these questions, let me go to a loctician and see what they have to say about my hair and what they would suggest. I booked this loctician consultation, and I sat in the seat, and before I could ask a question, the woman grabbed my hair and said, you're not thinking of locking this. I was like, you don't want the business? Why would you tell me? Why would you talk me out of giving you business? Why would you you didn't even let me ask my question or even tell you what I'm thinking. She's like, don't lock your hair. I'm like, but you're the loctician though. It didn't make any sense to me. So needless to say, that conversation ended with me walking out and still being natural, because she said, you know, like, you really shouldn't lock your hair. I had locks for 10 years and look at me, I'm natural now. I'm glad I did it. But I'm thinking, okay, so you've done it and you're not doing this. So why would you talk me out of, you know, dreading my hair? She didn't answer all my questions, you know, about breakage or about thinning or about size and techniques and locking, you know, maintenance, all that kind of stuff. She didn't really get into it because she was so bent on just convincing me to wait. She said, give it another year, and if you still feel the same way, I will lock your hair. I was thinking, okay, well, that's kind of fair, right? But it's still a little suspect. So here we are 3 years later, because I gave it a year and I was like, okay, I'm glad I didn't lock it yet, because I was like trying different styles and I was kind of liking, okay, I could do this, you know, twist up myself and try different styles with my natural hair. And I was like, still discovering my hair. I had probably been, 6 or 7 years natural at that point. And I hadn't maxed out what was possible for me to do with my hair. I really like this full hop look though, right? Anyway, yeah, I was like, okay, I'll still try more styles. And I did, and I'm glad I did. And then it's 2020, a pandemic hits, and here we are. There's a lot of other stuff that I really need to focus on, that doing my hair every 2 weeks is not one of them that I need to be like clouding my mind. And I don't know what else to do. I want to, like, I have hair sitting in the next room that's ready and willing to be used as extensions. I could braid my hair. I was like, I could do this, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want my own hair. You know, I had a season when I was transitioning to being natural where I wore wigs, and I hated it. I really did. I've always, yeah, I've just never been really keen on wigs. I did it to protect my hair, but even that took like I had to talk myself into it kind of thing. And I remember the last time I wore a wig, a church mother lifted my hair, like it was one of those wigs, and she knew what my hair looked like permed. And anyway, she lifted it off my head. Not completely off, but she lifted, and I was like, what are you? And you know, you don't want to disrespect the church mother, but I promise you I was being tested in that moment. And I said, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I thought it was your real hair. I'm thinking, if you weren't a church mother, no, it's not my real hair, thanks. I should have just taken the wig off completely and just been like, you know what? Just never again. So yeah, never again will I wear a wig. Well, at least that's what I vowed to myself. So it's just been natural straight through. And most recently, I'm like, yo, I'm at the point where I'm willing to dread my hair for at least a decade, give it a shot. And then by then I'll be at an age where I'm okay to shave it off. I think it would look good. That's where I'm at. So I went to look up the previous loctician that told me, you're not thinking of it. I went to look, and pandemic, right? I think they're closed. Their shop closed because I can't find them anywhere on the internet or on social media. I was like, no, like, yeah, can't be found. So I was like, okay, good. Now that I want to like do this journey with my hair, this new discovery, where do I go? Googled locticians in my area, and one came up with 5-star rating. And I was like, okay, let me, look them up. Found them on Instagram, saw their portfolio, and saw an IGTV segment of this loctician explaining all the rules and protocols and new setups since COVID, like what she'll be doing to protect her clients as well as herself. And I was like, she is thorough. She is detailed. She like is in tune. And she wasn't even opening her shop yet. She was just like, we don't know when we're going to open. But when we do, this is what will happen. And so like she gave like so much information that you could literally, it was like an interview, but you're watching her like without having to ask her specific questions. You're literally like watching her, how like she conducts herself, and I was like, I really dig this chick. Let me like book a consultation with her and see. So long story short, booked the consultation, and she said, your hair is perfect for locks. Yeah! I was like, thank you. I was the first person to say. Now, let me go back and talk about the other loctician that I went to before. When I went to her, that other loctician, and she was like turning me away, I actually thought that it was my colleague who had started to dread her hair, a colleague at church, who had called ahead at the salon and told this woman, look, there's this chick coming in there and her name is Natalie. Don't let her dread her hair. I literally thought there was like a scheme behind the scenes about this, and I was just not aware of it. So it was funny because when I went back to church then, I said, did you tell the loctician to not do my hair? Because she knows her too. And she's like, no, why? She's like, because she's told me I can't. And she's like, I told you. You shouldn't lock your hair. Your hair is fine. And so this time, in thinking about locking my hair, I went to that same colleague because I don't know why. I just felt like I needed her permission. We're good friends. And so I just wanted her to validate my choice, even though I had, I'm already like 98% mind made up. And she was like, you know what? I was thinking about that. And I thought, you know what, Natalie, if you want to dread your hair, it's totally your prerogative. I don't know why I was trying to convince you otherwise, but I just thought that, you know what, if you're still thinking about dreading your hair even after these 3 years, then you know what, dread it, go for it. I think it would be interesting to see how the journey unfolds for you. So I was like, thank you. So I'm excited about it. And she's also seen me try different stuff with my hair, so she knows. She's like, okay, like I could totally understand if you can't keep that up all the time. And I'm like, I can't. She's like, okay, well, join the club and welcome to the fam kind of thing. So we'll see how this all turns out. I'm excited. Again, like I said in the beginning, I'm less nervous than I was 3 years ago, because now at this point, I'm just over it. If somebody don't come take this hair and do something with it, I don't know, just don't leave any sharp objects around kind of thing, you know? So yeah, 2 days away from my loc journey. Ooh, crazy. And I want to do a length check, but I don't know how. I don't do these things. I only watch other people do it. And I should have sprayed. I don't have my water. It's really dry, so I really don't want to break it. This is the front of my hair. So as short as it looks, if I stretch it out, this is the length of the front. Okay, crazy, right? Let me try this side. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Oh, I want to break it. Please just don't judge me right now. I should care, but there's a part of me that's like, I don't care. But I do care for my hair, because I know that even getting locks will take maintenance and care. I'm fully aware of that. So I'm trying to just stretch out my ends gently, because again, it's not moisturized. So this is, where is this? Detangle a little bit, finger detangle, gently, gently, gently. So this is a little length check here. Okay, so here's the length. This is front, or no, side, back, something like that. Anyway, this is the length, roughly. And I don't know what it's like in the middle. I don't have time to check or whatever, but I don't wear froze like this often. I really don't. I think I've done it maybe 2, max 3 other times in my natural journey. Because I get really paranoid about my ends. I really try to protect my ends as much as possible. And that's the thing, I'm personally just out of options. I'm out of option. Like, I don't want to try anymore. I know there are still options, but I'm tired. And so maybe it's the thought of, trying something new that I'm like really keen on, then also trying something that I've been thinking about for a while. So I've done my research. There's probably still more research to be done, I'm sure, because again, in the 10 years that I've had natural hair, it's still a fun discovery to be like, oh, this is what I could do. Oh, it's really its own material. Like I said to someone, black hair is so beautiful. And I really feel like, man, we are just blessed. And my hair in particular, like the texture of it, it's like its own material. Like if I should shave off my head, I'm certain I could knit a sweater or a sleeve. You know what I'm saying? A sleeve of a sweater out of this material. It's literally its own thing. So cool. But I really just wanted to do this video to just embrace these last couple of days, embrace everything that I've, worked so hard to grow and maintain, because it's gonna be locked and loaded. I can't. Anyway, let's see where this journey takes me. I'm gonna miss you. Man. You see, I stretched out that hair, right? And it's gone. Like I stretched out the front. Is it still there? Barely. It's gone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Let's see what happens.